Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and finally, Shuna is done. She's level 120. Today was the final day that I needed to get her protection skill maxed out because it's kind of important. So finally we can do her showcase, and then we can say that we've used her, and I can effectively rank her, and then we can do the tier list. So thank God. But she is Bounce Grow type. She does lead the Adventurer category and gives them the extra 30% damage against Earth, and then increases Ogre's Pride and Adventurer characters' attack by 12%. Ogre's Pride, does have a number of units now that they've kind of reworked everything, so we'll take a look at that in a bit. Protection skill increases skill cost limit until the end of battle by 30 points to a cap of 999. And then increases blue skill point gain by 50% up to 250%. So this is the closest thing that we've gotten to a legitimate stacking free-to-play protector ever. Because, like, the old protectors, let's go Chloe, right? Chloe, she does raise cap, right? By 20, and then gives you 20 skill points, but 20 skill points doesn't really mean a lot when your orb changes cost 100, or, 65 points. So these were not truly effective stacking protectors. But Shuna will now enable you to actually get to, a skill cap necessary to use big time buffs to nuke, and while making sure you have enough points to do so. The only downside is, obviously, because she's a 4-star, they had to nerf her somehow, so they cut 10 points off of her cap increase, and they didn't give her an actual stacking damage ability, right? Because Rimuru has the 20% ult damage, Diablo has the 15% ult resistance down, we've got Velzor with the 12% attack, we've got a whole bunch of different things, but she does not have that. So if you have to use her, you are going off of the assumption that you have enough support characters to effectively buff your DPS without needing a true damage stacking protector. So her trait, when one or more allies are affected by defense down, decreases all targets attack by 8%. It's very specific. Not all enemies put defense down on you, so I wouldn't really bank on this extra 8% attack nerf on the enemy. But let's take a look at her categories real fast. Mainly Ogre's Pride. So that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Ogre's Pride. So there are a few units in here. Not all of them are good, but there are a lot of them here. Shuna, Xion, they're both fantastic units. Xion Shuna right here. Oh my god. Space Xion. Bride Xion. We got the two Benimarus down here. Like, there are options, it's just that we don't have a lot of Soes. We don't have any Hakuros. Realistically, they never get buffed. So, options are limited, but Adventurer is what we're really going to be focusing on. So let's jump into Beatdown Battle and see if she can at least help you do something. Alright, we're going to run her with the full meta team. Kazuma, Aqua, Megumin, Darkness, and then Fire Shizu. So we're going to bank on having 1, 2, 3, 4 major buffs to help Megumin do enough damage in Inferno 1 to, nab the kill, while having the points and the cap necessary to use all of those buffs. So, I may feel like we can, right? Because he only has so much health, and Megumin can do, like, millions of damage that we've seen. So I highly doubt that we need the extra damage from the Stacking Protector, but again, we're only getting that 30% damage increase instead of 60 that Rimuru gives, so we'll see. Okay, Megumin comes in for Kazuma, and we'll do this. Alright. So, we'll see how quickly we can stack and how easily it is, because again, we're only getting half of the skill points that we would normally get from Rimuru, right? So we're gonna get 60 extra cap points here, and then we're gonna be getting 100% extra skill point gain, which is what Rimuru would do with just one stack, right? So We need to see if this is truly an effective unit to actually give us stacks, or if it's just kind of a novelty and we don't really need to worry about it. So let's use Darkness Orb Change here. We'll bring Cosma in for Darkness, and we'll get another full hand of blues, so we're looking pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So right now we're doing... well, we're guarding, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, was a Pierce there. So, I mean... yeah, obviously the damage is cut in half, right? Because we're only doing 30% versus 60, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's use Shuna again. How many points did that give us, that full hand of blues? 104. Okay, well, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So we'll use his orb change again. We'll get him out for Darkness. We'll use her orb change again. So now we're sitting at an extra 150% skill point gain. And we'll send this. So 139 points back. Definitely, not great, but she is a 4-star, and we are, still getting extra points. We are building up alt gauge. We are getting extra, point cap. We're up to 190. She stacks the same way that Protector Diablo stacks, which is not a bad thing, considering that Diablo is a premium summonable protector, and she is a free 4-star. So them stacking at the same rate is fine. It's just that you definitely notice the skill point drop, right? So let's use Megumin's orb change here. She has no orbs whatsoever, which is unfortunate. So let's bring Aqua in for... let's bring Aqua in for... ooh, no, actually, we shouldn't bring Aqua in, because it's not going to go to her. It's going to go to Aqua, so let's just send this. We'll take Megumin... we won't take Megumin out, because I want that nerf gone. Alright. 926. Oh. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, we haven't really done crap damage. We've done crap damage to him, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we have a Darkness ult now. Cool, whatever. And no blues, so that's also cool. But we have points, so let's do this. Change those two. And then we can change these two. We can get Shizu out of here for Aqua. And then we can then start rushing Megumin's ult. There we go. And then we'll send this. So, I mean, realistically, as long as we have the points to use, 295 points, we should be able to kill Gabiru. Should being a very, very quote-unquote keyword. Alright, attack nerf again, that's fine. Now we don't get attack nerf anymore, we don't get attack skill sealed, because it's now turn 6, so we have 2 turns to really build up more and more points. Let's go ahead and rush her ult again. And we'll do this. And, oh, there's nothing we can do about that orange, huh? There is not. Highly unfortunate that the game just refuses to give me blues. Alright, cool. I need points. That is an EX ult for Megumin. We can get her out of here now. And we're not going to have enough points to do anything, realistically, here. No. So, here lies the issue, is that when your skills become 185, 65 points, you really, really do start to feel the effect of blues only getting half of the skill point gain that you would normally have. So, this is the same increase that Space Veldora gave on the original half anniversary. However, he buffed every orb, not just blue orbs, which is where, his kind of strength came into play. It didn't really matter what kind of orbs you used, you just got extra points on them. So, it is a thing. I think we just try and burn a lot of these orbs out of here. Yeah, let's burn all these out. Try and get a better hand of blues. That way we have enough points to do everything. I don't know. Because... ugh. Yeah. I don't know. This is turn 8, so and we're definitely not at 295 skill points. Because the game just refuses to give me blue orbs. Okay. Well, I guess we're coming back when I actually have a good turn, so we can showcase if we can successfully nuke him down or not, because this is not going to work now. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, finally, after like an hour, we finally have the run where we have enough points to use all the buffs. It was... oh... she's still sealed. Okay, well, we shall persevere and live one more attack. We have to bring her up front, though. So you're coming in for Kazuma. All right, we can live one more attack. Well, unless we take some stupid counters. Okay, we can't live 2 attacks, though. Oh, barely. But we have a full hand, so that's good. Okay, so let's bring you up for Darkness, because she's the only one that doesn't have a buff that we need. Alright, we lost her full hand, but you know, it is what it is. Let's do one more stack. We'll heal Aqua back up. Not that it really matters. And we shall see if we can do enough damage. Gabiru has just over 1 million health. Unfortunately, I do not have high expectations. I mean, we do have very, very powerful buffs going on. However, I don't foresee it being enough. So let's send 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Megamine, and we'll see what happens here. 148 off Shizu. She's physical. She got all the buffs, but she's AoE and she's physical. And then Megamine, what are we gonna do here? I'm thinking probably like 400 or 500k. We're not gonna do 1 million. Like I just don't see it happening. 751, and then he healed all of it. Okay, so I mean, we did get close. Maybe if we had, instead of like a Shizu ult, we had a Kazuma or an Aqua ult instead, we definitely would have killed at that point. So, it's not that we can't do it, it's just that this particular run was not set up in a way that we could. But we definitely did more damage than I thought we would. 700k is a lot better than 500k is what I thought. So, it does open up possibilities. So even though we're not getting that extra 20% ult damage, or 12% attack, or 10% water attack, whatever the stacking protectors do, Shuna still does allow us in, you know, good, perfect runs to have enough points to do a butt ton of damage for most content that is not Inferno, right? If you were to take this into Extreme, we would have killed him, because the Extreme stage does not have 1 million health. It has like 400k health. And then we definitely would have killed him, and you could get that, you know, that last jacket. Gabiru has, 410. So we would have one-shot him at full HP with Megamine in that setup. So, you know, the possibility exists for Shuna to be useful. So let's go into another stacking stage using a different team, and we'll see if the power is comparable or not. Alright, the Water 2.0 team is a very old team. It's about to be a year old. So, let's see if the damage output, you know, minus Millim's extra 10% stacking water attack, is still enough to clear EX3 against, you know, Shuna herself. If we can just have the skill points necessary to use both of Shion's buffs, Shuna's buffs, Hinata's buffs, and hopefully have, you know, 2 ults here with Shuna and Hinata being single targets to finish off the enemy Shuna, because Shuna's going to give us extra skill points, an extra, you know, cap increase, and we can at least use all the buffs. And we need less buffs on this team than we did with the other team, so it'll be slightly easier to do so, but we don't have set starting hands, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, after a while we got a good hand, so we can bring Hinata in for Rimuru. Alongside Trainee's trait and then Shion's trait, we should have 2 full stacks of protection gauge next turn, so we can at least get off and running. Also, one thing I didn't note in the beginning of this segment is that because Shuna is buffing Ogre's Pride, technically Shuna and Shion have higher stats than normal, of which case on this specific team setup, Shuna actually has a higher attack stat than Hinata at base level, which is pretty funny, but it just means that we're going to be able to do more damage. So, alright, there's 2 stacks. I changed up the charm on Shuna to be extra protection gauge on blues, because we are looking to stack, even though we don't need as many stacks to get to the point where we need to use all of the buffs, because realistically we need, what? Let's see, 110, 165, 180, right? 180, and then 205, right? Yeah, 205 points. So we definitely don't need 300 or 295 points like we did last time, but this will just help us along. Let's bring in Rimuru for Shion, and then we'll use that green orb change, and then we can use Trainee, and we'll get her in here for the last turn of her trait, and then we'll get this. I mean, looking good. That's why I brought Trainee instead of, like, Dark Valentine. I didn't want another unit to use up more skill points when skill points on this team are harder to come by, because we do want orb-changing abilities more so than anything else. So we brought her specifically for almost this purpose right here. So we have Hinata ult, which is cool. We had to get her out of here anyways, because we're about to be debuffed. So we're going to take out both Hinata and Shuna so they don't receive that nerf. And actually, yeah, this will work out fairly well. So we'll take you away, and then we'll bring you in for Shuna, and then we could just do another double orb change here. So 1-2, and that'll give us a full 6-hand. Perfect. This will get us points. We'll send Trainee first. Send Shion last. Another 2 stacks of Shuna. So we're already we're done with how many points that we need, right? After this. So it is just building up a Shuna ult now. I mean, if we can get a Shion ult at the same time, then cool, dandy, whatever. But it's not exactly necessary to do so. We also don't need to bring Hinata back up front like ever, because we're not stacking water attack or, normal attack on her. So she can just exist in the back and not mess with our full hands of orbs. So realistically, we can just do some more orb changing here. We can use Rimuru's Steel and then Trainee's orb change. And then we can get Shion out for Shuna, and that's an ult for her right there, because that's just a bunch of orbs. So, I think this is going well. If we can actually kill Shuna here on turn 8 when her defense goes away and all that jazz, then I think this would be a pretty successful video as far as, an entry-level stacking protector. Because, people who are new to the game, they don't know what a stacking protector means, they don't know what it does, they don't know why they're so good, and if they don't pull them, they're really not going to know. But as long as they can at least get Shuna, you can at least experience and become acquainted with how stacking works. And then when you do get a stacking protector, everything is really hunky-dory, because then you're just doing extra damage from one way or another. So I think she's a really good protector for free-to-play. She pretty much shits on all the other ones that came out for the EX metas. And Aaron is cool, but she's a little bit too specific, right? You need to have green orbs. You don't get the crits. You don't. You only do half the damage or so. The follow-up attacks aren't as strong. It's like she's a little overly specific for the team. Shuna, as long as you have a stacking team and as long as the blue-focused team, you could run her on anyone. Whether or not you can clear Inferno 3 with her is a different story. But she will enable you to at least stack in a better way that previous free-to-play units were not able to. We'll bring Shion up front for Shuna now. We'll use Shuna's orb change. And then we'll bring Shion up. And then we can use just someone. We'll use a Steel again. Yeah, there you go. And who is the highest? Actually, Shion should have the highest attack, right? So what if we do this? Yes, there we go. Alright, so we're going to have all 3 ults, which is going to look real nice. And we're at 280 points, of which we don't need that many. So realistically, I probably could have sent Hinata's ult earlier on and just kind of had fun with it, and then gotten another one, because we have trainee, and we could just rush it again. But well, didn't really need to do that. So there's that debuff. It's going for another 2 turns, right? 3 turns. Okay, she's not going to be done by the time we need to nuke. That's fine, though. I mean, from here, we're big chillin', right? We don't need to do anything else. We have the skill points necessary. We know that we have 2 ults in the back. So now we're just kind of sending orbs to get to turn 8 and just do a little bit extra damage here and there, of which the attack nerf plus nerfed greens is not really conducive to such things. But we'll bring Hinata in now for Rimuru because he has no orbs. And actually, we can just bring everybody in. There we go. Yeah, we'll do this. Hinata unfortunately has no orbs, so maybe we should have swapped Hinata in for Rimuru instead. But oh well. So now we're on turn 8. Her defense is leaving. We're gonna have a full hand. And we got the points, right? We got a full hand of Shuna plus the 3 ults, so let's go ahead and buff, and buff, seal her crit resistance. Shion won't do a lot of damage, because she's 1, AoE, and 2, she's attack nerfed. But, it's still extra damage. This Shuna has 297k left over, and I am fairly certain that she is going to die very quickly. So Shion, 40k, even attack nerfed, even AoE. Shuna does 124, and then Hinata with her personal attack buff and her personal crit damage buff is going to kill here. Like there's no doubt. Also, Hinata always has the best ults. Always has the best ult animations. Someone really likes Hinata over at Bandai Namco. 181k. Alright. See, there you go. Alright, so we didn't have any additional water stacks with Milim. We didn't have any extra ult gauge effects from Rimuru or Diablo. We just had extra points and extra skill cap, and we were still able to, I'd say fairly easily, take out the hardest stage of this Tempered Edge. So, I mean, you could take this into the older Tempered Edges. The only one I would doubt would be Light 2.0, just because he has so much health. And you kind of need the Stun Strike and Pierce Strike. There's just really no way around that. But any other old stacking meta, you know, you could take her in, and I think you could be fine. So I don't think we need to go any further. Shuna is a very viable free-to-play stacking option for most players who are unfamiliar with the concept of stacking. And there are a number of blue orb changers in this game. Like, it's either green or blue, with a little bit of orange mixed in, but it's not a lot. So you can make blue teams, even free-to-play teams, right? Geld is free-to-play. Rimuru is free-to-play. Gapta is technically buffing blues as well, technically, and a wind unit. You know, what, the free-to-play Shion, she's an orb changer. Darkness is an orb changer to blues. There are no shortage of free blue orb changing units. You just need a DPS and some damage support based on the stage that you're taking on. So I think she's actually pretty good, and I rate her very highly, being a free-to-play 4-star unit. So let me know what you guys think of Shuna, but that's it from me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.